No, just a pondering video, really. Few subjects, the math fails thing, the angry Canuck, and gray text. So we'll see if we get to all three. So on the math fail things, yeah, war's going well, whatever. But I did notice something was kind of weird. I am blocking people, but regardless, I did notice that when I blocked a few people, I went to their accounts to do it just to see who the hell they were. And like 4 out of 8 accounts I went to from his page were exactly the same account. It only had 2 subscriptions. The first one was Math Fails. The second one was me. So it kind of has the odor of a sock account. So that's pretty irritating. So I mean, if he's promoting his own videos, with bullshit comments, I can't say for sure it's him, but whatever. If he's got somebody who's ambitious, I guess. One of his fans, it just fuck that shit. So anything that looks like a sock account, you really don't have a right to say anything the least bit confrontational. Okay, I mean, if your account has no credibility, fuck you. You're gonna have to earn a little bit of respect before you're gonna have a right to freely open your mouth. And I would prefer if people have something to say that's critical, then say it in a goddamn video. Because then I'll have a fair opportunity to respond to your crap. But anyway, enough of that. So the Angry Canuck, he made this Holocaust video, and unfortunately has my name in the tags. I mean, he does have a little bit of an inmendham obsession. I remember he did make some kind of comment about the Holocaust. Oh, really? Or something, 6 million? And I made some kind of response, well, what's the difference? 4, 8, 12, what's the difference? Horrible suffering was incurred, blah, blah, at the end. And so he makes this video, and I don't know whether he's doing it just to show people what a real Holocaust denier looks like, because, you can't get more Holocaust denier than this. I mean, he's laughing at the suffering in World War II. But he's using such saying such stupid things. I mean, he uses a number like he denies the 6 million Jews, but then he'll use a number like 60 million people died that includes the 6 million Jews. So that doesn't make much sense. But whatever. I mean, I don't want to go anywhere near this subject. Like I said, I have my own problems with some of the propaganda history. But it's just silly to laugh at any part of World War II. There's just nothing funny about the shit that went on in Nazi Germany. I mean, fuck that. So, but yeah, I don't know what. Like I said, he's got to be playing a game. You can't. It's just impossible. I want to go to Tel Aviv. I want to go to blah, blah, and you're saying, well, what the hell would you want to go there for? Because you're not going to be able to open your mouth. Because you open your mouth, you're going to be a little bloody spot on the road. So it just is. It's just ludicrous. I never heard about the Holocaust. I don't know what the hell that is. I mean, it just doesn't make any. It's just fucktarded and insane. He professes to understand everything about life on Earth and the economy and all this other stuff, and yet I never had an opinion on the Holocaust. Didn't even know what it was because I'm a Canadian. It's just. So like I said, I don't know what game he's playing, but it's some kind of game. Crazy game. All right, great text. He keeps, I don't know, whatever he's trying to do with me. I mean, he keeps trying to maintain some sort of whatever between me and him. And I don't dislike great text. I mean, sure, fine. If you want to talk about some sort of real policy, fine. I mean, he keeps talking like I'm imposing one standard on all people and they must accept every word that I preach or else. That's just bullshit. I mean, I only argue with people who are contending something that's just not going to save humanity. I mean, tying ourselves to a golden unicorn, it's not the answer. So if I see any unicorns, yeah, I'm going to shoot them down. Because that's just bullshit. And the problem here is, okay, yes, it's futile to try to sell futility. I get that, but it's also futile to secure a 1% solution. I mean, yes, I'm for fixing anything. I mean, if we can prevent one little misery from taking place, well, yes, let's prevent it. But I can't get too enthusiastic about that. I'm not going to shoot something down that I think has any kind of merit to do human beings any kind of good. But replacing the dogmatic religions of the past with some new dogmatic bullshit, I don't see that as an answer. Turning nature into God, or atoms into God, or whatever, that's not going to solve anything. I mean, human beings have to escape the delusions. They have to start facing the truth. And maybe you can't sell them on complete futility, but maybe you can give them a little taste of it. And that's really all they need, is a little taste of it to temper their enthusiasm as they march into the next generations. So, whatever. I mean, the hostility between you and me is mostly because your rhetoric gets foul. I mean, and you're just as unyielding. I mean, look at your reaction to the truthers. What's the harm in those people? Oh, what? They might scare some people into pulling their fillings out? Well, big frickin' deal. I mean, I'd say laugh at them, sure. Ridicule the nonsense, sure. It's good with me, fine. But you seem rather hostile in your unyielding temperament. So it just seems like a lot of hypocrisy to me. It's like when something pisses you off, you seem perfectly at liberty to let your feelings be known. And so somehow I'm supposed to be political, and I'm supposed to be this great pragmatist and measure every word and say, okay, I don't want to offend anybody, and blah, blah, blah. And what's it all matter anyway? Who the fuck am I? I mean, my videos are, if I'm lucky, one of them gets 1,000 views. I'm nobody in this arena. I mean, the game is an entertainment field. I mean, I guess if I was to start over, I guess the trick is just do a lot of, maybe do some work on creating some humorous videos or something. Get a big enough audience, and then dump reality on top of them like a brick. Maybe that's the way to play the game. Maybe the truth is people heard what I had to say, and they've either accepted some of it or rejected it, period. And it is getting a bit redundant, so whatever. But I don't know what else I can do. I mean, I had a contest channel offering $600 to people for ideas. Nah, nothing. Bullshit. I've opened the other channels on specific issues, attempting to generate a little bit of, if I had the idea that, if you organize people by separating them so they can't offend each other, so you don't have the conflict, maybe you can get something done, because you won't be saying something that will irritate each other. And but that doesn't work either so far. But yeah, I'll keep doing what I'm doing, but I don't understand exactly what you find so offensive. Because I shoot down some unicorns now and then, big deal. I don't think that's the end of the world. I don't think that's going to make the difference between getting something constructive done and not, because I don't think a lot of what people are talking is very constructive. I'm sorry. Hope isn't what people need now. I mean, you keep talking about how you want to live and you have these aspirations, and people have aspirations and ambitions. Well, that's the thing that's going to fuck us. They really can't do it. So I've said it before, but I think a generation has to sacrifice itself a little. They don't have to give it all up. They just have to give some of it up. They have to give a piece of it up. And I'm sort of getting to the point of just saying over and over again that the little piece they could give up is the reproducing thing, and then the whole problem is solved. But yeah, if we can't get that from them, then maybe we get some of the excess consumption or the abuse of other people, and maybe some sort of economic changes. And I'm all for any of that. And I don't think what I'm doing is hurting any of that. So your argument just seems kind of stupid. All right? I mean, you're going to keep saying I can't help that I have a vision of the truth that's unyielding. I mean, if you make a better argument, it will yield, but you don't do that. So why should it yield to unicorns? I mean, why should it? I mean, it doesn't make any sense that it should. So until somebody brings me a better argument, yeah, I'm going with what I think, because from where I'm sitting, I'm being reasonable, and everybody else is the fucktard. So I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. So see how it plays out. But really, I'd like to say no hard feelings. I don't really want to be doing this fighting back and forth with you with a little word gamey shit. But whatever, if that's the way it has to be, that's the way it has to be. I mean, I understand we have a lot of common values, but obviously we have some personality conflicts, and there's a couple of values in there just completely wacky. I mean, we go in completely different different directions. I don't see a win in preserving chaos, so fuck that. That's failed to me, because that chaos, the new chaos might be just as bad as the old chaos. So fuck chaos. Yeah, that's it. That's enough. Is there anything else that needs to be said? Well, I'm just rambling. Well, not much time left anyway. So anyway, it is kind of discouraging here on the old YouTubes, but that's the way it gets. It is kind of a shithole. But whatever. That's all we got. It's all shit in it.